Trey, we are live. We're living. So that means we're live. We're also live on all our social medias. Well, all the ones that allow live streaming, that is. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer. We're live now on all of those. Yep, on the interwebs. I am sharing a live stream to let people know that we are live. Yeah. It's all right, girl. We got you. It's always adorable because the whole first 5 minutes of the podcast was like this. Just like trying to figure out on her phone, how do I share this so that other people can see it? Oh, if you want a link for the Instagram, I can do that. I can shoot you a link for our Twitch. That's right, you were right under. We need to change that. That is an injustice that needs to be fixed. Oh, you're so awesome. Yeah, they'll figure it out. Them kids are savvy. So, welcome everybody. Oh, yes! Fur Baby Podcast. That's adorable. Okay. Even better. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey old man. Nice. That is so awesome. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you everybody for checking in. People are still coming into the live. But yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being our guest. We're so excited to kind of get to know you and get to know your origin story. Yes, I'm glad you're excited. Yes, that's right. It is your birthday. I think we'll start the podcast with that. I don't want to end it with it, so I think we're going to start it with it because my wife got something for me to present too. So we'll start with a happy birthday song, everybody. We'll do it on 3. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Arin. All right, everybody get to Arin. Okay. Me. Ready? Set. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Arin. Happy birthday to you. There you go. There it is. It's a giant cupcake. Yeah, my wife got it for you. You're welcome. Yeah, if you didn't notice, we normally charge a lot more for songs like that. Yeah. That's what we're saying. We're all professionals. And we're going to be releasing our album later this year. So be yeah, we're going to make TikTok songs, so we're going to have dances. We're doing it up. Yes, I hope you are all over our TikTok songs. It's going to be all awkward movements and just really confusing steps that don't make any sense to anyone. For real though. Yeah. Yeah. He's getting everything involved in the mix. that was a surprising niche for me when I got into TikTok was dancers and like hip hop dancers. I love hip hop dancers, so the fact that they were like blowing up all over TikTok, that was one of my favorite like niches of TikTok was hip hop dancers. So I was all over that. But let's get on to our topic that we most want to discuss. That's you, since it's your birthday. It's all about you. Let's start with that. So, first off, how did you get into cosplay? What's your origin story? How did you become a part of this culture? Mm-hmm.
You guys will have plenty of questions about like all of that stuff, but yeah, that was my first one. I went with a couple of friends and my brother and my now sister-in-law, and yeah, they were kind of like our guides to that because my both of my older brothers were both huge anime and manga like people, but there's a big age gap between us, so they never really taught it to me. I gravitated to it on my own, and then I found out when I was older that they were big fans too.
That's super cool. So,
Yeah.
so
You're
we
a
kind of
weeb. I'm a weeb.
What?
we are
Random
weeb
family.
cast. So you kind of got into cosplay. It was kind of like a natural bridge for you because you love like Halloween. I think that's how a lot of cosplayers start because
Yes.
you're like, growing up as a kid, you're like, I just want to dress up every day, and then you're like, wait, I can
Wait,
do
this is
that
a
with
thing?
cosplay.
This
You're
is
like, I
real?
I can do
can.
that. So
No.
how did you get into TikTok? Like, how was
Oh
that?
my gosh.
Like, what was your introduction or your seg into TikTok?
Yeah. So I feel like for some people, like, at least for me, like I was first watching them on YouTube, like cringe compilations.
Oh,
And I
What
remember,
are these kids doing?
yeah, I literally remember this was probably like maybe a year and a half ago. I was watching cringe compilations, and I was just like, there was a point where like it stopped being cringy, and I was like, I want to do that too. And I just like started having fun watching them, and I was like, wait, where did I like draw the line? Because at one point I was just like, I think I'm just enjoying these, like I'm not cringing anymore. And so I downloaded TikTok almost a year ago, I think in September of last year. And at the beginning, I was like trying to figure out kind of like what, like you were saying, like what my niche was going to be. Um, and so, because I guess a throwback to when I was in middle school and doing cosplay, I also had a YouTube channel where I posted cosplay videos and stuff. And so I've always had an interest in like doing cosplay content, but of course when I was like 13, 14, like I had like 500 subscribers, and that was a big deal at the time. And so when I found out like TikTok and how big like the cosplay community was on there, I was like, oh, like the 13-year-old in me was like, huh, like that sounds familiar, maybe I'll like try doing cosplay videos again. And I had since I've been cosplaying for obviously so long, but like when I got to college, it kind of like I didn't really do it as much anymore. I kind of Comic-Con was my one time a year I would really get into cosplay again. And
Right.
so I kind of, as much as I loved cosplaying, I didn't really have the time or like any real reason to do it all the time anymore until I got TikTok a year ago,
There we
and
go.
it was like, oh, maybe like my niche will be like cosplaying. I miss it. I miss doing it as often as I used to when I was in like high school and middle school. And yeah, since then, like, I mean, the first few months of it, like, didn't really take off. I was trying a lot of different stuff. Like, I started off with Shigo and Daenerys and Ariel and all my cosplays that I've already had. But then in December, when Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker
Yes!
came out,
I
I
love
literally,
I was introduced to you. Sorry, continue.
yes, that's literally, I posted my first Rey TikTok the day the movie came out, not even trying to like plan it that way. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna post it today because it's like, I didn't even think about the fact that the movie had just come out that day. And it just, the timing, I think everything just came together perfectly in that moment, that that's kind of like what made my account take off and what I ended up becoming known for. And it's probably still my most popular cosplay. But yeah, that's kind of the long answer of how I got into TikTok.
Yeah, it's right
Yep,
there on
there
the
I am.
screen. Yeah, it's right there on the screen. Trey actually sharing
Everywhere.
some of your Ray
One
there.
one of the first, so obviously like your Ray came up on my For You page and I was like, oh, she's really good, so I followed you. This was probably back in December, honestly, and then I remember you posted this video and it was hilarious because you were like, I've been told I have tall girl energy,
Oh yeah.
but I am in fact a small bean or something
Yes.
like that. So funny. Like
Yes.
it's like one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. I don't
I know.
I think you're
I don't
like
know.
Ray or something in the video, right?
Yeah, I was
Maybe I'm
cosplaying as Dark Ray, I think, in
yeah.
it. Which ended up being what I'm probably more known for now is Dark Ray than Light Ray. But yeah, I think I just started getting so many comments being like, "You have such tall girl energy," like all this stuff, and I was like, I feel like a fraud. Like I'm 5 foot. Like I don't know what if it's the angle or like what, like just because the Dark Ray I'm doing is evil that makes her feel taller.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, you're like you must be like 5'8", 6 foot." I was like, I am nowhere near that. So I had to come out with the truth that I'm very short.
That's awesome. Tall girl energy.
I don't know. I'm happy I
That's the
give it
name of
off.
the
Yep,
episode.
name of the episode's gonna
Tall
be
girl
Tall Girl
energy.
Energy. So,
I love it.
Brittany,
Oh my
what
gosh.
question do you have for our guest?
I actually am gonna sneak a twofer in there too
it.
again this
Do
week.
it.
Only because I went and I looked at your page as well, and I noticed that you're a huge Demon Slayer fan,
Slaughter.
and I have questions. Well, I have questions, and shut the fuck up. I have questions, and I have a request.
Okay.
My first question is are you gonna do any more Demon Slayer cosplays?
Yes, yeah. I like the picture up right now. I do Shinobu. I also
Love
just
one.
posted my Mitsuri cosplay, and then the one that's in the works right now, I'm just waiting on the wig, is Daki, which is one of the demons in the show. She's kind of like she's like, I'm trying to think of the best, like the brothel demon. Like she's like the mistress. And that's my next.
She's the one that has like the little partner or whatever that's like, don't touch her.
Yeah, like her brother, like they're like conjoined kind of, but
I
they're
remember.
separate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's my third Demon Slayer cosplay that I have in the works. I'm just waiting for the wig. But yeah, I love Demon Slayer was kind of because, like I said, I started off with anime and manga. That's kind of what started everything nerdy in that way for me. But I've kind of like drifted off from it once I got to like kind of late high school, college, and then Demon Slayer is kind of what brought me back into the fold. And so now I watched the anime, the first season, read all of the manga in like 2 weeks, finished it, and then like cried for like a couple of days because I was so sad. And then now I've just kind of been catching up on like all of the anime and stuff that I've missed over the past few years. So yeah, I'm happy to be back in the world of anime and everything in manga.
That's awesome.
When does the
I
movie
missed
come out
it.
again, Brittany?
In October. Well, the Japanese comes out in October, and then the dub comes out in 2021.
I gotta I'm gonna try to find subtitles earlier than that. I can't wait that
Yeah,
long.
I watch it. I watch it in sub anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that like want whatever I start with. That's what I'm going to continue to watch it in. So
Yeah.
if I start it in dub, it's going to continue in dub. I can't switch back and forth. Like
Yeah.
Juan
Well,
and
it's hard to get used to their
we
voices.
offer a service where if you want, we will FaceTime you and we'll read the subtitles for you out loud. So you can just watch.
Dub it live.
You just mute it.
Dub it live.
We dub it live.
Amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
can
do
like,
the
any
female
sound
voice.
effects.
Yes.
I can do
I'm
any
over
sound
there.
like wind, like. Do you need like?
Gotta
Do you
keep
need
the
like
That's
the ocean?
extra. Like we don't
Yeah,
offer
that's
that
not
one
in the
for free.
standard
We don't
package.
offer that one for free. I'm sorry.
That's definitely
that's a
extra.
subscription.
Yeah.
Oh, for if I add the sound
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
get into our
What
Patreon
about
for that one.
any bird?
The little
That's
bird
extra.
have that
That's
charge.
part of the extra.
Yeah, you're look.
Well, I asked because I've been trying to convince Juan and Gigi for weeks and months to watch Demon Slayer. I got
Oh,
Trey to
you
watch
have
it.
We were
to.
sleeping on
It's
it.
such a brilliant
It's on
anime.
my list.
And when I saw it, I was like, well, maybe she can convince them that this
You
is a good anime
definitely
to
should.
dig
It's not that I
into.
don't want to watch it. I
Yeah.
just like don't have time
Same.
right now.
Y'all had time to watch Umbrella
Yeah,
Academy.
because it's Umbrella Academy.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Have you seen
no
Faust?
spoilers. I'm not finished yet.
Because
Me
this is
either.
the second
La, la,
season
la, la.
of the show that I've already
Yes,
started.
It's established.
Well,
There's only
Gotta watch
one
this.
season, so you'd be at the same point.
Mm.
yes. Demon Slayer's amazing. I obviously highly recommend. Once you finish the first season, read the manga if you have the time because it's amazing. And like I said, like I mean, a lot of things make me cry, but like it's an amazing
Same.
story. And yeah. And
Is
I
the manga
really,
We don't
finished?
have anyone on the
yes,
show
the
like
manga's
that.
done.
Okay, so sorry, we're like all asking you questions at the same time. So is the anime, is it directly pulling from the manga? Like they haven't added anything or changed anything?
Pretty much. Like the only thing that like I think I've noticed that the anime is a little bit more brutal. Like I feel like maybe you guys agree. Like it's like there's like they added a little bit more violence to the anime. I think than
Well,
like
the
it's
first
portrayed in
episode was
manga.
like, holy cow.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean that's also like that makes sense because it's animated, so they have to just add in more stuff to happen. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit more brutal. But I wouldn't say like the story, at least in the first season, the story is pretty much exactly the same. Hasn't changed anything.
I love reading manga. I like to read the manga before watching the show. So I did not know that Demon Slayer was a manga, and now this is probably going to push back me watching it even longer, and I apologize.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I'm just.
I haven't
why-
watched. I
think
know the
first
manga's
50
out,
yeah.
and I don't want to read it because I just don't want to be. I don't want to get to the end yet. I'm really enjoying the journey. Normally, I mean, with like My Hero, like I'm caught up on the manga and My Hero just because I didn't have the patience to wait. But Demon Slayer, I'm trying to be patient, but if I'm also, they still haven't announced like a season 2 or just have an upcoming movie and that's it. There's no season 2 announcement yet, so I'm like. I feel like I want to go read it because I'm like, are we getting this or what?
Got any more of the Demon Slayer?
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna read the manga first and then read the anime, you can at least go. I think the anime goes up to chapter 50, the first season, so you could read the first 50 chapters and then watch season 1, and then you can like finish the manga after that. That's because I watched the first season of the anime and then just went to that part in the manga.
Yeah.
So I'm not like I kind of skipped a little bit, but I was like,
Hey, that's okay too. There's no point in reading what you've already
seen.
Yeah, it was pretty much like from what I heard, because like my friend had read all of it, and he was just like, it's like you're not missing anything really by like skipping this. Some people, maybe purists, will be like get mad at me for doing that.
You have to read it.
Kind of like Game of Thrones purists.
Like,
yeah, well, I read the books. Yeah, well, nobody cares.
Oh man.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
when
you're like,
Game of
well.
Thrones hear it. Like, so I am not a fan of Daenerys, her character, and I have been a fan of hers from season 1 because, like, I didn't like some of her character choices, and then people are like, "Well, she's different in the books," and I'm like, "Yeah, I've read the books too, and I didn't like her in the books." Like, are you?
Then you're valid.
That? Like,
She sucks on
As long
film
as
and
you're
on film.
all around.
I'm like, I like her better in the books.
But you still dislike her.
But I'm just Sansa's my girl. Sansa's my girl.
Hey.
I can't help
Trey,
it.
what is your question for our guest? You weren't even ready, dude.
Wait, Brittany had a second question, I
Did
thought.
you?
I did.
Oh, Britt.
Oh,
Sorry,
All right,
we
let's
went
hear it,
off on a
Brittany.
tangent, and I thought we
I
got
always
two
like
in.
this question.
We do that. We do
I know
that
exactly.
here.
I know what question it is, and I like this
All right.
question. That's why I was
Shoot
like,
it, Britt.
okay, I'm ready.
I was about to steal it.
Thank you.
You should have stolen it.
Oh, mother.
Should have demon
If
sluttered.
money wasn't
Damn
an
it.
object,
Yes, that one. God.
if money wasn't an object, what cosplay would you want to get yourself or build?
Oh man, I've gotten this question a few times, and I always struggle with it because I'm really bad at thinking off because at least I'm very fortunate right now with TikTok, and like I started a Patreon recently and all this stuff that like I'm actually like getting money to do the stuff that I've always
Hell
wanted to
yeah.
do. And so I
Good
feel
for
like
you.
I've been able to actually do a lot of the cosplays that I've always like. Megara from Hercules has been one of my all-time dream cosplays since I was a little kid, and that one was fully there it is. That one was fully funded by like my supporters and stuff, which is
That's
to this
Yeah,
blows my mind that
Pretty
people
one.
so good.
care enough to want to help me bring my cosplays to life. So it's hard for me to think of this question now, but I think if I were going to, the cosplay I've been wanting to at least update for a really long time is Ariel, because she's my all-time favorite Disney princess character of all time. I just always have loved her. And when I first cosplayed her, I actually made my own walkable mermaid tail. I made the
Wow.
seashell bra. The current like wig situation for it is I stack 2 wigs on top of each other and just pin the hell out of it. And so that cosplay, while it's so special and like I hold it so dear to my heart, like it really is hobbled together, and like I can put a cosplay together, but I'm not a seamstress. I'm not an expert at a sewing machine by any means. And so while I'm so proud of that cosplay that I made, like I would love to like update it and get like for like not even to like go to cons and like a real actual like mermaid tail, one of those
the
expensive
silicone
ones. Yes, and
that
like
are
do just like a cool
$5,000.
just do like a cool photo shoot on the beach. Like if I could do that, like I would love to do that and get like her actual like blue and pink ball gown, like get all of just I would love to have her whole wardrobe if I could spend all the money in the world and like get it all professionally made for me because I'm not skilled enough. But that's probably
Do I have
like
that?
if I
What is his name? Designer Daddy or whatever? Have
Yeah.
him make it.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
Amazing.
if I could just like have him as like just like my little like seamstress on the
Or
side.
having like a little cobbler
Those
in your
girls.
office, just like,
Yeah.
go make another dress.
Oh my God, his daughters are just like, they don't know how lucky they are.
Exactly. I was about to say they have no idea. Just like Dad made it.
Yeah,
Do it
I remember.
together.
Yeah, I don't talk about what I do for work very often because I try to keep some of the things separate. But
sure.
one of the things that I is involved in my work is that I go to premieres for movies and do like capture content.
Oh,
And
cool.
for one of the movies I went to, Designer Daddy was one of the guests there, and his dad, or his son, or my God, his daughter was there with him, and she was like in a dress that he designed, and it was just like one of those moments I was
They're
like,
stunning.
I love you guys, like you guys are so cool. But like yeah, so like seeing him like in real life with like a dress that he made for his daughter was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, you are the coolest kid on this carpet right now. Like I can't.
That whole family's amazing.
Yeah, they're
It
awesome.
is.
It's like, can I hang
are.
out with you, man? Just trying to get in with
I
them.
saw them
Can
at
you just
D23 in
teach me?
2017. They blew me away.
Yeah, so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
everything Ariel.
That is.
That's my
Now
answer.
it's Trace.
Yeah,
turn.
now it's Trace.
Well, now I
turn,
kind
that
of
we
have a new
Ariel.
question. I have an
Okay.
old one, but now I have a new one. Can I do 2?
Yes, you can do 2.
Is that allowed?
That's allowed.
All right, I'm going to sneak in 3 then.
I did.
Okay, so, first question. If you could have Designer Daddy make you a dress, what would it be?
Ooh, okay. It would probably be the Ariel dress, like the
Okay.
blue one. That's like the one that she wears in the parks, basically, like the
Yeah,
blue
yeah.
one that's like all like very flowy and big.
Yeah.
Or because he also does like those like transformation dresses, like the
Those are
2-in-1. Like I would
Like
love
the
like
Cinderellas and stuff.
yeah, like I wouldn't know what I would want it to be, but like some type of 2-in-1 situation would be so cool, just so I could be at a convention and just like spin and it turn
no.
into another
That'd
dress.
be epic.
I would
'Cause I've
want that
seen
to be
people
Elsa's.
like that before. Oh, that would be cool. Like that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be a really cool moment. Anything from him that was like a 2-in-1 thing, I think would be really, really cool.
I love his
Just-
bell
uh,
2-in-1.
I was about to say that. That
Bell
one
from, like
Yeah.
the cobbler
blue
bell
dress.
to like
Yes.
the big yellow dress.
So
bell.
pretty. Oh my God. Because I've seen cosplayers at cons. I don't like. Obviously, they must have made it themselves or something, and they did that. And like watching it happen, I'm like, this is just. It's
Mhm.
literally magic. Like it's just
All
the
the
coolest
flame.
thing. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, it's the closest you're
Yeah.
gonna get to real life
What is
magic.
it like? For anime, he made Sailor Venus or Sailor Mars. I forget which one. He made one of the Sailor Scouts, and I was just like, ooh. And it's like it goes, oh god, what's the main sailor?
Sailor Moon?
Moon?
Sailor Moon. Yeah, Sailor Moon. Thank you. God, I kept wanting to say Venus, and I'm like, it's not fucking Venus.
It's Popeye.
He made Sailor Moon, and it goes from her scout to like the gown, like the long white gown.
Oh,
that's
that's
badass.
cool.
Oh, cool. And
That is
that would
awesome.
be perfect because you could have all of the like all
The
the skirt
gown
is super flouncy and you can have all that extra fabric under there to make it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What is
One-
it? Princess Serenity. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've been meaning to, cause like, I guess I lied actually. The first like 2 animes I ever watched was Sailor Moon and Pokemon when I was a kid, cause like those
Oh,
my
yeah.
brothers introduced me to those, cause like I said they were weebs when I was like a baby, and so I guess now I take it back. Death Note was not my first one. Sailor Moon and Pokemon were my
I
first.
think-
I've heard those things. You had to
Like
run to
most
the
people,
living room.
though. Yeah, that was most. I feel like a lot of kids like who were born in like
Especially
the 90s.
our age.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been thinking about that recently. I've been wanting to rewatch Sailor Moon just because like I have like memories of it, but like I really don't remember much of like the actual plot to be honest, because it's been so
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's on
and
my
now
list.
they
Gotta rewatch
they
it.
have the 2. They have the original, which is the one that
Yeah.
we grew up with, and then they have Moon Crystal,
Right. Yes.
which is
Like,
like
the reboot type of thing.
yeah, and it's a different storyline. Like it is
Oh.
like there are some similarities, but it's a different story. So
I need to watch
and then
it.
also because I remember like watching it as a child and then watching it in high school, like the original one, and like I had like a set of them, and
Oh
my
my
friends
God.
and I we would watch them in high school.
That's so cute.
And then I like tried to rewatch them with my kids, and I was like, "This is different. Like, there's certain things that they've changed now because I guess it's not PC." And I'm just like there was. I'm
Oh,
about to
no.
go on a weird tangent. There's in
Do
like the original one. There's like a moment where Serena or Usagi, whatever you want to call her, is she's like fighting an eating disorder, and like isn't like she's starving herself, and then
Oh
she
my
ends
God.
up like passing out into like Tuxedo Mask's arms, basically, like when he's like in his like
I think I'm gonna pass on
normal.
the Sailor Moon then.
Whoa,
And then he was like,
what?
"What's wrong? Like you need to eat." And he was like, "What do you need?" And she goes, "A hamburger with a chocolate milkshake." And like I remember that line because my friends and I would just say that line to each other whenever we'd just be like, "I need a hamburger and a chocolate shake," like just anytime. And they took that out. They changed it.
Yeah, I don't
They
think you
took
can
that-
put eating disorders and stuff anymore.
Yeah.
she still is like fighting like
Yeah.
not like starving herself, but they kind of make it in a way where it's like, no, don't starve yourself to get skinny. Like, just love yourself the way you are. And I'm like,
That's good, I guess.
That's a
Yeah.
better
Like,
message
dang.
to send, but something's lost in translation
Yeah.
there.
but they like,
I like Trey.
They
I like
changed-
Trey's sailor that he put up. That's the
This
sailor
is
for me.
terrifying.
Popeye
That
the
is
sailor.
Oh,
You
my
said it
God.
one and I lost it. That's all I could
God.
think about. Like I literally, that's all in my mind was just Sailor Popeye. That's all I could think about. I was like, please tell me this exists.
And you
And then
Googled
I had
it.
to look it up.
Oh,
That's my brain. I'm
all
sorry.
right, that makes sense.
That's one of the things I miss most about cons at this point is all of like the very large bearded men who are always in Sailor Moon costumes. Because they're at every single con.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always at
You're
least
gonna have
I
one.
love them.
what
And
is
they're my favorite people at conventions because they do not like care at all. Like they are just like so happy, just like they're just out there, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
you're the
Yeah.
reason
They'll
why I'm
weave
here.
out with you so hard on Sailor
Who-
Moon.
Yes.
Like, oh my
who
gosh,
is that?
sing it with me.
The brothers.
I know who
what
you're
gonna
talking
say.
about. I
There's
think
a
I know who
guy, his name is like Baylor, like Bear Moon or
there's like a guy who's like bearded something who I know does
Yeah.
like he has like the little ponytails with his like he looks like a Viking otherwise, but then he puts his hair in like little ponytails. I think I'm thinking of the same person you're talking
Nice.
about. He's a good one though. He's like the most iconic. I
Nice.
feel like.
Power move.
of, like,
power
the
move,
Viking-looking
boys. Power
guys.
move for sure. And-
Yes,
Oh.
and then everyone loves them because like they're just like, yes, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
What,
yeah. I love
and
it.
Trey,
I love it.
what is
Oh my
your
God.
second question you wanted to sneak in, sir?
Okay. Even though they're not happening this year, what is your favorite convention?
Oh, that's That's a hard question. I mean, so I'm from San Diego, and I grew up. If I was able to go to Comic-Con this year, I think this would have been my 11th year in a row going.
Wow.
And so I'm loyal to Comic-Con, even though I feel like it's definitely gotten very, very crazy over the years, and it's become it's the most mainstream con out of all cons, essentially, at this point.
Sure,
'Cause
it's the con of cons.
there's something for everyone there, which I think is really awesome, but then also like obviously just makes things kind of chaotic and like very, very busy. But it will always still be my favorite con just because it's so close to home, and I grew up going to it, and I just have like so many like amazing memories from going to Comic-Con. Yeah, I just like it's just like, and it is, and most people when you tell them you go to Comic-Con, they're like, that Comic-Con? I'm just like, yes, that
That's the
Comic-Con.
one.
One on
Right
TV,
there.
like,
Right
yep.
over there.
Yeah, and like I've gotten so lucky. I remember my first Comic-Con. I went as Princess Bubblegum because it was right when the Adventure Time. It was the first. It was
I
like
want to do that cosplay.
I know. It was when Adventure Time just started, like the first season. So the pilot came out like a year or two before, and then the first season had just come out. And it always comes back to my brothers, but my brothers showed me the pilot before it even became a TV show. So I always loved Princess Bubblegum, and so I was like, I knew that I was gonna be Princess Bubblegum when I went to their panel. And this was like the first time that like con magic ever happened to me. I know a lot of people talk about Disney magic, but there's such a thing as con magic that happens very often.
100%.
And I remember I left the Adventure Time panel, and I was with a couple of my friends. I was dressed up as Princess Bubblegum. My friend was dressed up as Finn, and we exit, and we're like 14 years old and like by ourselves, like, on our own type of thing. And we exit and we're like lost immediately in this giant convention hall, and we turn down a corner and it's just this empty hallway, and we're like, where are we? And then we see like a side door open, and Jeremy Shada, the voice of Finn, and like his entire family, and his older brother is the original voice of Finn from the pilot episode, come out. And I just like, we had just walked out of the panel. Sorry, my cat's like hanging over my computer.
Leo.
Like they walk out, and like it's him, his brother, his mom, his dad's are Leo's coming over the screen.
He was like, I love this story.
He's like, this is great. They walk out, and I'm dressed up as Princess Bubblegum, and we're just like literally had just walked out of their panel. We're like, oh my god, like, hi, like we love you, like what? And because this was like the first season of the show, like this kid, like he was literally a baby still. Like I think he was as old as we were. He like didn't know what he was doing, and he was just so happy to like that someone knew who he was. And like I think I still have photos. Like we took pictures with him. They like talked to us for a while. His mom was like, "Wait, can we get a picture of you guys?" Like his mom took pictures of us with him and his brother.
I'm
like
crying right now.
it was like it was the coolest experience ever. And then I remember we went to their we had tickets to go to their signing afterwards. And I remember they like recognized us, of course, because we had talked for like 10 minutes and stuff. And we like went through the line, and then what's the creator of the show, Pendleton Ward, I think. He's like also the voice of Jake, the dog.
Yeah.
I remember like he saw that I was dressed up as Princess Bubblegum, and on the autograph he like drew Princess Bubblegum for me, and like it was the coolest thing. I was just in San Diego visiting my parents, and I have my entire wall is like basically like a time capsule of all the things I loved when I was in middle school and high school, because my parents never took anything down, which I'm very grateful for now. And like that signed autograph is still on my wall, and I'm just like, like whenever I see it, I'm like, that was my first like real big. It was my second convention, but it was my first like giant one like that. So
This is con magic for sure, though.
yes,
You just happen to get lost in the hallway there exiting. Like, heck yeah, that's kind of.
It's when the best things happen at cons. So we were just walking down this hallway or down this alley, and
100%.
Yeah, so that's like one of my like favorite con memories
so
ever.
Awesome. Well, now we will transition after one more question.
Sir.
Oh no, sir.
I was prepping. I said after one more question.
Well, I technically
saved.
Oh, you have
questions.
two now. Everybody's getting two. Let's go.
But I think my first question has been answered already.
Oh.
It was like, what is your favorite cosplay?
Yeah, I think that one.
I know that's
Ariel.
and I know you. Yeah, okay.
It's hard. I have like a top 3, but Ariel is definitely like one of the top
and
ones.
it's so hard. I feel like as a cosplayer, because they all are so personal to you.
Yes, definitely.
And the characters obviously mean something to you. Like it's very rarely somebody's just like, I'm gonna do that because I like that the way that looks. I don't know the name.
Exactly.
Like usually you pick somebody that
yeah.
you. So when you we're talking about Ariel, I was like, oh, that must be her favorite. That's super cool. But now the very important question, the hard hitting question.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
we're judging.
Here we go.
I'm
I
nervous.
would be too. I would. That's the right feeling to have with this question.
Oh no.
If you were a Girl Scout cookie, which cookie would you be?
Oh my god. Okay, let me think. I don't mean to be that type of person, but I'm a vegan. So I oh my god, yay! Oh my god, exciting. So that informs some of my choices here. Because before I was vegan, I think I might have had a different choice, but now the one that I always go to is Thin Mints, just because it is just the go-to like vegan Girl Scout cookie, and they're so good when they're in the freezer for a while. Like they're so good. So I think I would definitely say Thin Mints.
That's a good one.
Yes. But I think when I was a kid, it might have been something else, probably. But I love Thin Mints now, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm so glad that you're a vegan too. Woo woo! Like
veganism.
Vegan squad, stand up.
Vegan powers over here.
Oh yes. Someone hasn't seen that movie.
That's what I always think of is Scott Pilgrim. Every time I think of a vegan, is like how he has vegan powers.
Julie said, yes,
I'm
frozen Thin Mints. Julie's in the comments. Julie Summers in the building.
she's
Love it.
Hula
Yes.
Lotus / Space Mom on TikTok and Instagram.
She's in the comments. So, hi, Julie. Just wanted to say hi to her. And hi to everybody else in there. We have like several people on Twitch and YouTube, so just hi, everyone. We're transitioning now into the topics of the week. So, now that we've gotten to meet our guests, let's all get everybody's opinion on what's going on this week. John Wick. John Wick got confirmed for not only another sequel, but another sequel after that. So not only are we getting a John Wick 4,
crazy.
we're getting a John Wick
Wow.
5 on top of it. So if you like Keanu Reeves, you're going to get a lot of Keanu in your life.
When will
He
we
gonna
be satisfied
adopt
on
a dog.
like John
and
Wick
it's gonna
10?
make it again.
I think, we're going all the way to. It's going to be the new Fast and Furious franchise. We're going to go John
I
Wick
was just
11.
getting ready to see that.
Probably.
But the cool thing about this one is it's going Lord of the Rings style. It's going to film at the same time. So 4 and 5 are actually going to be filmed simultaneously.
Wow.
Well, it's smart to
Yeah,
do that.
especially if you're getting
I mean, I
greenlit
feel
from
like-
the get.
When
Like,
you get your actors to stay passionate about the character and the role that they're in, instead of like taking
Yeah.
a big long like break and then jumping back
so,
into it.
So I
Yeah,
think
might
it's
as well.
safe to say, is everybody excited to see it? We'll start with our guest. And are you excited for John Wick 4 and 5?
So I have to admit, I feel like a fake Keanu Reeves stan because I love Keanu Reeves, but I have never seen a single John Wick movie
Neither
in my
have
entire
I.
life.
That's okay.
Okay. And I love Keanu Reeves too, but I think I've just watched maybe like more. I don't know. I just never seen one. I don't really have a reason. I should
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I
Wet t-shirt, Keanu Reeves.
Best movie since The Matrix.
hands down.
for him.
like I know the premise
Yeah.
of it, but I
If
just
you're an animal lover, you're a John Wick lover.
no, I know.
That's why I can't watch it.
Like I can't watch it because I'm like I know like the reason why he's going after people, and I just can't. I can't
It's
live
such a
with
good
that.
movie.
Oh, see, I don't even know the reason.
It's heartbreaking.
Basically,
Oh,
not
God.
spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen John Wick that came out 4 years ago. They kill his puppy.
And then he
kill
goes-
his- Yeah.
There it is.
It's
Well,
not
that's
just
a
any
little
puppy.
inaccurate.
It's not
That's a
just
little
like, oh, I just got a
inaccurate.
puppy
No,
from the
no.
pound.
The man tries to retire, and they don't want him to, so then they kill his.
No. They just break into his house.
No, this is
They just
No.
break into his house.
That's what they do to get him to
They
convince
just
to.
break into his house.
What?
They're just hoodlums. They're
No, he tried. He was
It was
done.
a dumb,
and he said,
it was a
"I
dumb
will stop."
kid. It was a dumb kid who saw his car and got all mad that this guy gave him shit. And he was like, I'm untouchable. I'm the son of a big mob boss. I'm going to go fuck you up. And then while he's there, he gets a little too hot-headed and they kill his dog. And it's not just any dog.
That's
This
pure
is the
evil.
dog that his dead wife gifted
Yeah.
to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Just
that
to add
broke
insult
him.
to injury.
It broke him.
Yeah.
It's like, you take my car, you kill my dog, and you beat me up in my own home. It's like the
Wow.
ultimate revenge movie. So everyone's like, kick his ass,
Yeah.
Keanu!
It's like Taken, but on
I need to
steroids.
watch.
It's ultimate revenge, and he already there's this myth about him in the John Wick movie that he's like the Baba Yaga. He's the boogeyman. He is the hitman's hitman. He's the guy you send to kill the top of the food chain. So, but he's retired.
He's the guy you send to kill the assassin.
But he's retired. But this guy kills his dog. So he's like, you get to watch these dudes get what they have coming the entire time. So it's super awesome. I love that. And then Halle Berry's in the third one.
So satisfying.
They introduce more actors, and you get like amazing female badasses throughout the other two films who are like on tier with their martial arts and gunplay. You got to watch the YouTube. I think that'll convince you because he actually.
I'll watch like the highlight.
I want to watch it.
He actually had to learn how to do all the rapid fire. So if you go to YouTube, you can actually see him training how to use the guns, unload, and actually aim and fire. And Halle Berry does it too, where she had to like learn how to do all of it. And they do timed runs. They're
amazing. No, I love Keanu Reeves. So like, I literally have no excuse as to why I haven't watched it. It's just one of those things that have somehow like slipped past me. So I definitely need to do it.
Yeah,
what was that?
When you get on an action movie craving, like that's the one to go to.
Especially because he's also just emo and brooding too. So it's like brooding Keanu's always nice.
Oh yeah.
Always good. It's a win.
Oh my god.
Speaking of things that I loved in the past and still love. Saved by the Bell released their trailer for their reboot. I don't know if anyone here is old enough to know what Saved by the Bell is.
I did not.
I watched Saved by the Bell.
You and I both, Brittany.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Might have missed me a little bit.
I've actually met Mario Lopez before.
Oh, goodness.
What?
Yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things about Mario Lopez.
You can't smile like that.
Hot take.
Yeah, no, I've heard nothing but negative things.
When he was doing when he did the whole show with his wife or whatever, like keeping up whatever reality TV show he had with his wife, he was like totally slutting around on her. And I know that for a fact because I know a friend of mine who slept with him because he was a guest at a nightclub. And I remember him like super drunk meeting me all fucking nasty sweaty and he's like and then I was like no thank you and then of course my friend was like fuck yeah
I would have.
She totally did.
Hey Juan, can you take this clip and put it on TikTok and see if it'll blow us up on TikTok?
No, I'm not gonna poop on Mario Lopez.
Yeah,
because
and
I love his character.
Like, and I would get so annoyed if you see him in the media and stuff, and he was like, "I would never cheat on my wife." I'm like, "You a damn liar!" Like,
oh my god.
Brittany, can we get your friend on to interview? Because I want.
Oh my god.
We need the inside scoop.
We're gonna be like.
Yeah,
like freaking
that nightclub doesn't exist anymore.
That
That's
definitely fits with his character.
Mario's coming back.
It's coming. Nostalgia.
I have a real hard
it's like Girl Meets World. Really? It's gonna be their children who are what the show is primarily focused on. So it's gonna be their children, but it's gonna have the original cast. Zach and Kelly are married. They now have a kid. So
I feel like they're following in the footsteps of what is it?
Fuller House and Girl Meets World, shows like that have kind of moved on to the children of the things we used to love and the nostalgia, trying to get that all back. I, for one, love it because I used to watch this show all the time, and the only reason I had confidence to talk to girls in middle school was because of Zach Morris. 100%. That's how I learned to talk to a girl. It was Michael Jackson.
Saved by the Bell was
Morris. It wasn't a good role model by any means because he was always just trying to sleep with them and on to the next. But still, like, it gave me the confidence.
Well, Saved by the Bell talked about some really deep, serious topics in its show. And in fact, I think it has one of the most known scenes from any show is when the girl is like struggling to like be really good for school and get into college, and she keeps taking all these medicines to keep her awake, and she has a whole fucking breakdown over it. Like, it's Jessie Kapowski or whatever her name is. She's the one. She's the one with the curly hair or whatever, and she has like this whole.
Is that the? I'm so excited when she's like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's because she's been taking like Adderall and all these medications to keep her ass awake and to keep studying and like working on her schoolwork to get into college because she wanted to. Yeah, it was insane, but they talked about stuff like that, stuff we don't talk about now on TV, but. Yeah. I'm like, if you're gonna do that show, you got to do it a little bit truer and talk about those deep topics that kids need to talk about.
I feel like a lot of those earlier shows from like that time, and even like early like Disney Channel was like a little bit more like they would talk about those things. Like I will never forget that episode of That's So Raven that like openly talked about racism.
Yes.
Like about like she was like working in a store, or like she didn't get the job, but like Chelsea got it even though Chelsea was really bad, and like all of this stuff. I feel like, I mean, obviously I don't really watch Disney, like I don't watch Disney Channel much anymore. Maybe I should, I don't know, but like I feel like from what I've seen at least, like they don't like tackle topics like that as much anymore.
They don't hit as hard, and
No.
they don't really delve into
Because
it.
everybody gets so offended. But the problem is you want your kids to learn that from some Joe Schmo at school, or should you have an open conversation with your child about these topics? You know, they could watch this episode and come to you with a question, and that's a good time to open up that discussion panel. But to act like it doesn't exist is not the way to go about it.
Not healthy, and it's not going to create any good issues. So hopefully, Saved by the Bell stays true to its roots.
Hopefully they'll do great things. Let's hope.
They'll bring some of that back. Now, TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, we all love TikTok.
But also Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
is also getting its reboot.
Yeah. Sorry, that's just
they're
another
doing
reboot that we
reboot
need
of Fresh Prince. So I
I
believe Will
love-
Smith is
See,
attached
I
to
did
produce or
I
executive
loved
produce.
that show.
Yeah.
So it's still up in the air.
That makes sense.
It's not gonna have Will Smith on it.
We don't know. It's still very vague. Like it just got greenlit, so we don't know how it's gonna take place. What it's the rumor I've heard most persistent is it's gonna be a dramatic retelling. So it's not gonna be a comedy. It's gonna be a little more dramatic. So maybe tackle some more of those serious issues.
You cannot.
So then maybe Will
I want
Smith is
Will
gonna
as Uncle
be-
Phil.
Will as Uncle Phil would fucking kill me.
What?
How can I can't?
I was hoping that he would like play still
Will?
be himself, but obviously older, and then have to
Uncle
take
Phil now.
in like
Uncle Will.
his nephew who's having the
Yeah.
same thing, and then he could teach him.
That
That's
would be
what
a
I would
nice
like
one.
to
I
see.
don't. There's no details yet,
Yeah,
so
that's what
maybe
makes
they'll change
sense.
it if that's what people are wanting. Maybe, but yeah,
Fresh King of Bel Air.
No, it doesn't matter what people want.
Oh,
It
no.
matters what Will Smith wants. That's what's
true
gonna
that.
happen.
True that. But Will usually is very good
Yeah.
about listening to the, especially since he's gotten on social and very heavy on TikTok. His TikToks are so highly produced and just awesome, amazing
Yeah.
TikToks.
Yeah, when you have millions of dollars,
Still, but
can have like
you could be a dick who's just
freaking
like, oh,
amazing.
TikTok's for kids. No, he respects the platform and he puts all that effort
Who
into it.
else?
Like Jason Derulo, the one he did with Jason Derulo.
I was about to say, yeah,
When he
Jason
threw the shirt and
Derulo.
Jason Derulo's face just fucking plans right into the table. Those transitions are insane. I love it. I love that he took it seriously
man.
from day one and he's going hard in TikTok and Instagram. So I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, though,
I really don't like when freaking celebrities get on TikTok. Like, can we just have one application
No.
that's ours and not yours?
because people don't want
please?
that. People want their celebrities on there because then they get easier access to them.
Go to Instagram. Go to
Okay,
Facebook.
let's go over to
Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter.
but you
what we're
can't do any
talking about.
duets. Like, that's what I love is celebs will duet, like Christina Aguilera, who did the duet of that lady who was singing her song, and she was totally like, itchy, itchy. And Christina was like, I've never sounded so good. And she's in the pool just like vibing to it, vibing to this fan's rendition of her song. And of course the fan like freaks out. And then there's the Tony Hawk story where the delivery man, he
that was
got
a
the
good one.
skateboard and Tony
Right,
Hawk
tell us the
signed them
news.
both
Tell us
some
the
new
deets.
boards and sent them out to them. Like
What's the deets, Juan? What's the deets with TikTok? Tell me the tea.
Tweet talks. Twitter is now in talks to
talks.
buy TikTok. As we know, they have 45 days to be purchased by an American company. Microsoft is in the running. Twitter is now throwing their name in the hat. So there's serious talks of Twitter looking to buy.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I mean, TikTok is a lucrative app. It's hot right now. Absolutely. I think American businesses, if they can afford it, like they should jump on
100%.
and try and buy that.
Even though
Yeah.
Instagram just released
As
Reels.
long as it's not Facebook, I'll be
Yeah,
happy.
no, Instagram's trying to compete. They released Instagram Reels, which is their version of TikTok. Has all the same
TikTok
songs.
Yeah.
And stories. So how many things can we have at the top of the screen? We got stories, reels, I'm like, and
So
then
many
you've got Instagram TV. We try to put all this shit.
I think
in
they
here.
miss. I think they
Too
miss
much.
what makes TikTok though. It's not so much that; it's the community and the original content creators who create audios for others to
Yeah.
use. It's not just the songs.
The algorithm is what
Yeah.
makes TikTok
And the users.
TikTok.
It's
There's
very
not
like
controlling the algorithm.
yeah.
It's very free, and so because that the computer's like, oh, you like this shit? Okay, we'll give you a whole bunch
Yeah.
of this shit. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
just like
very.
how this should work.
It feels very rudimentary, right? I mean, obviously it's in the beginning, so I'm sure like
Right.
if it does well, maybe they'll add other
Yeah.
features eventually. But like you can't like at least from what I've done, you can't rename audios, you can't like duet people or. And whenever I've tried to like scroll through reels, it's like I'm just constantly hitting not interested, not interested, not interested,
Yes.
not interested. I just want to get onto cosplay TikTok, but for some reason I can't get there.
I know they're here.
It's what you like and
yeah.
what you comment. It's not like what you want to see. It's what you've
Yeah.
actually interacted with is what
guess
will
I
start
need-
to
On
come up.
Reels?
I need to like my friends' stuff.
No,
Just like
on
your friend.
TikTok.
100%.
Oh.
Look, I just want to get on the cosplay stuff more. I've been trying to like
Yeah.
all my friends who are posting their cosplay stuff, but haven't reached it quite yet. But I like Reels in a way just because TikTok's algorithm can, as much as it's great in finding new content, it can be like kind of really hard on creators
It can be
sometimes. Like,
stifling.
yeah, like it's easy to get, or at least for me, like it's easy to get stuck in a
Mhm.
box. Like for a while, I was stuck in the Star Wars box and like couldn't reach anime TikTok for the life of me, even though I was trying so hard. But what I like about Reels right now is that I'm reaching new people that I wouldn't have for some reason. Like I'm gaining more, like I'm
Yes.
growing on Instagram now because
The best
of Reels, which
advice is to
interesting.
do everything on everything. Like really just try to put your effort
Yeah, I'm just
all
kind
over
of
the place
spreading.
because you never know where people are going to find you, and that will be the one video that blows. Like if Instagram's trying to push
Yeah.
Reels right now, you're going to be seen by a lot more people than you would normally on Instagram. So if I would definitely go with Reels and TikTok if you can.
Going for it all.
Yeah. Do it
Doing
all.
it all
do
right now.
And you're definitely talented enough to do
Might
it
as
all.
well.
So that's for sure. I would
Thanks.
recommend doing it all. And our last topic of the day is a sour one for all technically anime. I know it's American made, but it's in the style and homage to anime.
It's an anime. I don't
It's-
care if
Yeah,
it's American made or
So,
not. It's in the
Then
category.
this anime just got heartbreaking news today. The original creators that gave us the Avatar: The Last Bender that we all love. Every one of us loves that animated series because it's so good, so well done, amazing arcs, everything. And we were excited because Netflix was going to do a live action adaptation, which brought back the original creators. The animated series creators were going to do this live action vision. Today we got the heartbreaking news that they have separated from the project. And
So
yeah,
sad.
so now I don't know what Netflix is doing. Are we going to get another M. Night Shyamalan catastrophe? Are we going to get something maybe
I
in the
hope so.
middle that's kind of good? Or are we going to get just maybe something breathtaking? Maybe it's an Umbrella Academy that just boom out blows us away. I don't know, but I can only speak for me.
Such a positive
The
person.
wind's out of my sail with the original creators out. What about you,
Yeah.
Britt? What do you think?
Mhm.
I am over the top upset about this because M. Night Shyamalan did destroy it because he didn't stick to anything with the true original content. And I sent you guys a photo, but it said an interview that was done with somebody, with one of the creators. He was saying, like, we had creative differences, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you that the content that Netflix is coming out with is not the image that we had. And that right there to me was the biggest fucking red flag that if it's not the image you had, it tells me one of two things. It tells me they're probably going to take it in that heartthrobby Rob, teen throb route show where it's like Riverdale and all those stupid shows. It's good. And if it's even remotely like that, I am beyond upset. But these people created a beautiful story. They know what their story is, and to not have them, and that's why people are involved in it to begin with. That's why we were hyped because we're all burned from M. Night Shyamalan. Then we're like, okay, we'll give you a chance because you have them. If you don't have them, I don't want any bit of it. Like, I don't have any hope for it now, to be perfectly honest.
Trey, how do you feel?
I mean, I feel like they tried to leave with some words of encouragement, but like at the end, everyone's obviously bummed that the original creators are gone. But they were saying, like, I think Netflix will make they said, I think Netflix will make some kind of show that some viewers will enjoy, but it's just not what we originally intended. It wasn't our vision. And like, that's kind of frustrating, especially when it's like, this is the person that made Aang or Ong.
No,
that's how he
that's
says
not
it?
how you
No,
say
out
it.
of
Goddamn
here.
name, Trey. Jeez. You know what? You lost your... No, you don't even get to talk no more. GG, what are your thoughts? Ong, Trey?
Wow.
Ong?
Wow.
Ong?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, Ong
Yo,
and
no,
Hero.
no.
Oh my
You need to
god.
back off Ray Skywalker, sir. All right, Gigi. What are your?
Oh, you're
no,
really scared.
he lost it. I'm sorry. You say
Wow.
Ong,
I'm
You're
you
on
lose your right.
mute.
You lose your right. What are your thoughts,
trying to be
Gigi?
nice.
I honestly, I'm really mad. Like we were all so hyped, especially because the OG like writers. I mean, the people who created these characters that we've all fallen in love with and been in love with forever, and to hear that they are choosing to step back from their baby, that
It's a big
shows.
choice.
I mean, this is like it's got to be huge differences.
Yeah.
To step back from a
I
project this
agree,
big,
especially with the budget
Like,
that they were
I mean,
throwing around.
2 years they've already even invested their time
2
into.
years in development.
I
So
just
wild.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It
One
hurt.
way to win me
It
back.
hurt
One
so
way to
bad.
win me back. If we cast this young lady as Azula, I'm back on
Oh,
board.
man.
I'm sold 100%. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Oh my god.
That's cheating.
Imagine.
Are you wearing contacts in that photo?
No, so I just edited my eyes a little bit so they were like a little bit closer to Azula's eye color. I don't have like I think they're kind of like a yellow-ish kind of
They're
red. I don't have contacts that color, so I was like, oh, just for the photo,
Do
I'll
it.
just make them.
Well, you nailed it.
look a little
And if
better.
they
Yeah.
cast Arin, then I'm back on board. What are your thoughts about the fact that the original creators have left the content and the show?
I mean, it's definitely not a sign of confidence right now in where it's going. I'm the type of person that I will try to remain hopeful and I will give it a chance when it does come out. And I also am the type of person that, like for the most part, like when I watch a movie, I tend to just be like, it was a movie, I enjoyed it. Like I don't delve too deep
You
into
don't
like
try to pick it
what I
apart.
really thought, and that's how I am with Star Wars for the most part. Like I just enjoy it. It's a movie, and I enjoyed it, and I had. But not everyone's like that.
Right.
But like for the most part, like I tend to just enjoy things for on their
Yeah,
like
face
what they are on
value.
their face, and I try not to get. But there are some things that like piss me off to my core when I'm watching them, and I will talk about it to no ends because when something does piss me off, I'm like, they obviously really messed up in my mind. So in my mind, we'll just have to see. I think. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's really disappointing to hear that news, but I'll give it a chance when it comes out, and I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
100%.
But I hope it's okay. Like I want it to be good. Like I want it so badly to be good, and I want it to be
Yes.
proven wrong. I think
100%.
but we'll have to see. I think.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it,
Yeah,
or
I
at
think
least
we'll have
try
to.
and watch
We'll
it
have to.
whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I want to see a trailer before I make my choice
Yeah.
if I'm gonna watch
Well,
it or not. I want to see
earlier-
what you do with a trailer.
I wonder if the reason why we haven't gotten a teaser trailer is because there was like internal turmoil, like within the production team and everything. Like they weren't able to, get
on the same
like,
page.
get
Maybe
to,
locations.
yeah, so they
budgets,
couldn't release
effects,
anything.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, other than that one photo that they've released.
I can almost guarantee that they probably tried to cut out like smaller characters and stuff out of the storyline, which kind of those characters are.
Sorry,
the ones that-
guys. We gotta
Fuck
get rid
you!
of Cabbage Guy.
No!
We
That's
can't,
exactly
we can't
what
have
I
him.
was
I'm
No!
so sorry. My Cabbage Guy!
How are we going to identify the Empire when he has it later on in Korra? It makes no sense. If you cut out Cabbage
We're
Guy,
building the
you
seeds
don't
for
have an
Korra.
avatar if you...
It could be that, or maybe it's a casting issue. Maybe they have a really defined image of who they want, like the type of looks that they want casted, and they
might have
weren't
been it.
coming
True.
to an agreement. That could be a really good,
I mean,
because you gotta think it's in the casting stage anyway.
I feel like it's got to be a conglomeration of a
Yeah.
bunch of things. Like I feel like they wouldn't just like they wouldn't leave because of just one thing. Like so it probably is casting. It's just
It sucks.
We're gonna get a
Yeah.
50-year-old man.
The reason why I'm
up-
upset about it is because, like, when they remade The Dark Crystal and they made the series, it would have not been the same show had Jim Henson Company not been a part of it,
Mhm.
because they are the creators of it.
yeah.
So when I watch creators walk away from a show and you're leaving it in the hand of Netflix, that concerns me.
Yeah, no.
When you come out with dumb shows like Cursed and, Sabrina's about the only good one that I've seen in a while
Yeah.
from them. But, like, some of their original content is really like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you're going to get rid of your actual good content and you're going to renew, like, what, Kissing Booth? That's another dumb show. Or movie or whatever it is. It's like you're obviously.
I think Brittany's still upset we're not getting a Messiah season 2.
Had to bring it up. You just had.
She's done. No, but yes, that is. Hopefully, we'll stay optimistic. I'm 100% with Arin. I'm going to try to stay as optimistic as possible, even though I am hurt.
Just want my boy.
Even though I am hurt. But yes, that's it for the show. That's our last topic of the day. So what I ask now is, be sure, if you're not following, to get your booty over to Instagram or TikTok. Or both.
Or both. No, it's not an or. It's an and.
Well, maybe
if you don't have the
download the app.
Download it just so you can follow
100%.
Arin. We need to get her to 10,000 on Instagram.
Yeah, she's right there on the cusp of 10,000 on Instagram. So where do they find you on Instagram and where do they find you on TikTok? Are the handles the same? Let them know.
Yes, they're the same. So it's just Arin Jade. Arin spelled with an A, so Arin. Jade, Jade. That is me on Instagram. That is me on TikTok. I'm also starting a Twitch channel right now. Same username, except there's an underscore after Jade, so Arin Jade underscore. Yeah, those are my 3 main platforms at this time. I'm currently, I think I should have my PC built in like the next week or so, so I can actually seriously start streaming. I've been going from my phone the past like couple of weeks, but I have all the stuff I need. I have a friend who is going to be putting it together for me, so
that's
almost
so
there.
Dope.
Almost
well,
there.
I'm so glad. We'll definitely be following you on Twitch, and we're already following you everywhere else. At least I think we are. Hope we are. I've been stalking you one way or another. I don't know if it's on my personal page or the con page, but we'll see. I've been totally fan. I've been like power liking your shit. So yeah. But it's
don't power like
Instagram. I can power like all I want. Enough with that algorithm shit.
Whoa.
Enough
don't
with that.
do it on TikTok.
The algorithm isn't the issue.
Watch the whole thing. You can like it all. Just watch the whole video.
I always watch the whole video. I'm not a.
I got so mad at my
I'm
husband
so
for doing that
judgmental.
because like he would just go through and I was like, I swear if I'm
my likes are like so like snooty. I'm like, nope, all the way. Did she finish good? All right, we're liking. Yeah, so yes.
Sometimes I feel bad, like, yeah, I'll watch a video and then like for some reason I won't like it, and then I'll be like 2 scrolls down, I'll be like, why didn't I like that video? And I'll go back up to like it because I feel bad that I didn't like it, and I'm just like, I have this weird like guilt complex. I don't know.
Or do you have a video where you like think that you liked it and then you didn't, and then or you think you saved it and then you didn't save it and then it's just gone forever and you're like, well,
the page automatically reloads. But oh god, that's happened to me so many times.
Thank you, Tom. Tom's in the comments
so
saying
sad.
This was a very enjoyable guest. Thank you so much, Tom Durr. We're glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, be sure to follow her. The handle's on the screen at Arin Jade, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, everywhere. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're going to go on to the secret topic where you can hear, you have to download the audio version of the podcast, conculturepodcast.com, to get the audio version. That'll be up later this weekend. But until then, thank you guys so much. Say bye, everybody.